Hi everybody, this is Captain Frank Hauser, and I'm going to give you some instructions on how to complete your own alarm survey where you live or work or sleep. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of the kind of things that I want you to know just generally about smoke alarms, alarm systems, smoke detectors, CO alarms, and how they all work. Because not only do we have to have these in our own homes, but we have to go into other people's homes and be confident in what we talk about and how we install them. In my own department, we have a grant funded program where we have in the past where we've had smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms that were purchased. However, we're in charge of going into someone's home, performing a survey and installing them. So let me tell you a couple things about what I know and what I find in my own home. And it's gonna basically give you a good idea of what I want you to do for your assignment. So on my ceiling, this is the hallway to where everybody sleeps at. This is the entrance to the living quarters. The code requires that you have at least one smoke alarm on each level and in the entry to the living quarters. So this smoke alarm fulfills that purpose. This is a dual purpose CO carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. This is a single unit, so it's not tied into any other ones because this is an old house, 1967. It does give me an option though, if I did have a newer house, I can plug in this hardwired style. This will keep it always charged up, and it will actually have all the different alarms initiate a signal at the same time. This old unit though, I had to place this in here because I used to have ADT and I did have a different carbon monoxide alarm, but I don't really have it monitored anymore, and so it's only a local unit. On the back of this thing, it's going to give me some information. It's going to tell me what kind of smoke alarm is this. So this one here is an ionizing type. Ionizing type, we have a beam of charged particles, and as products of combustion go through that beam, they become attached to it, and then they actually become poor conductors, and that charge actually doesn't make to the other side, and then it forms a signal for an alarm. That's how the ionizing type. Photoelectric. Photoelectric uses a light beam across it, and as little parts float in front of that light beam, it blocks the light and it sends a signal off. So this one has that information. It has some information about when it was manufactured. This one's 2019. Smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms typically last for 10 years unless otherwise specified per the manufacturer. So I'm going to go ahead and place this one back up. This one's on the ceiling, which is a preferred area to have smoke alarms towards the ceiling, and there is a couple of requirements for that. But because this one's also a carbon monoxide alarm, there's some other things we can consider for carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide is about the same as air as far as how much it weighs. So whatever the air is doing, carbon monoxide will be doing. Carbon monoxide comes from products of combustion from things like fuel burning appliances. So we're thinking about water heaters, or we're thinking about vehicles, things that burn fuel. And so you can have a carbon monoxide alarm pretty much at any level in the home. Doesn't really make a difference where it's at, but smoke alarms always have to go towards the ceiling. So that one's on the roof, or on the ceiling, excuse me. This one here is on the wall. When we do decide to put them on the wall, they just need to be according to manufacturer's specifications, but typically it's going to be no closer than 4 inches to the top and no farther down than 12 inches. So in this nice area right here. So I have one in each bedroom, and I have one on the outside of my living quarters. That's what is the preferred. I also want to have one on each level. Now in my home, I do have a little bit extra safety because I'm a firefighter. Think about all these things. And I do have one more style alarm in here, and that's going to be in my area as it's from my kitchen and my fireplace. I'm more likely to get false alarms, and so I have a different style in here. This is the photoelectric style that we're talking about, and for me, because of the distance it was all the way to the other one, I decided that I was going to get a carbon monoxide as well. So the photoelectric in this case is going to be signaling. It's going to have less false activations, and it's not going to get going unless more seeded fire or a little bit further along in the growth, or as it exits maybe the incipient stage is when we're gonna have probably a photoelectric will pick up fire or smoke from a fire. My home, like I said, was monitored by ADT. It would have been a supervisory, but it's not, so it's just local. I still have a control panel, but as now, this is just for the security staff. So that's kind of how my system works. It's important to us to know all these little functions, where they go, where they are, where they're located, and where we put these kinds of smoke alarms as we install them in people's homes. Thank you.